technology is not as good as we thought, so we're just going to share the paper with the attorneys. That's
Okay.
good. And while they're looking at that, I'll just ask you straight out, that name was not on the witness list that you saw, correct?
No, this is my cousin.
Okay. Is there anything, or is anybody else on that witness list look familiar to you?
Yes.
Okay, and who is that?
Jason Otto
Okay.
is a friend of a friend, or I'm co-workers with his husband and friends with him.
Okay, and what is his occupation?
He is the Minneapolis Park Police.
Okay.
I don't know his exact title.
All right. If that person actually testified in the case, do you think that your relationship with them might make it hard for you to be fair, or to put aside, oh, well, I know that person, so they're going to be higher in credibility automatically just because I know them? Or do you think you can treat them like any other witness?
I would probably take their views as higher, yes.
Because you have a
Friendship.
with him, and so pretty much take everything he says without a grain of salt, so to speak.
Yes.
Okay. Council, why don't we do this? We're going to try this again. See if it works.
My personal opinion on this is it's going to be a mistrial. My personal opinion, it's going to be a mistrial. Because the family got $27 million. So now they're going to go look at, okay, they just got $27 million. So...
And what I'm talking to the lawyers about is this person going to be a central witness? Does not appear so. In fact, might not even be called. Knowing that, do you think you could still remain impartial in deciding this case?
No.
Okay, tell me why.
I don't want to be a part of this trial.
Okay.
So I think that's a big part of it.
Okay. Any specific reason? I'm going to flip to the last question on the questionnaire because I think that might be the best.
From when I filled out the questionnaire till now, more life changes have happened. Recently sold my house and would be moving out of our home during the trial, which would be really stressful if I can't help with that. I also have a child under 1 that I don't want to be away from them for that long.
Okay. And also, if you're deliberating and it goes overnight, you'd be kept in a hotel. You understand that?
Yeah.
Does that work?
No.
Okay. Let me talk to the lawyers one more time. Do you think it would be a hardship, basically?
Sorry?
Do you think it would be a hardship for you to serve on the jury? Okay, you're pretty adamant about that, too. Okay. Mr. Nelson? All right. I'm going to excuse you on the basis of hardship from this case.
Thank you.
Sigh of relief for the record. But that's all right. It shows you're being honest. You can go to the deputy. You are also released from jury service generally, so you don't have to report for any other cases.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
unless you get a summons in the future, a couple years from now. So, okay?
Yes, thank you.
All right. You bet. Just an observation, 8 out of the last 11 have been cause, so we're granting to a halt. Nobody's fault, obviously. Cause is cause, so. But just an observation. We'll go with number 67. come on up and have a seat. Good morning. You are juror number 67?
Yes.
All right. Well, first thing I'm going to do is swear you in so that all your answers are under oath. If you could raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, under penalty of perjury, that you will truthfully answer all questions about your qualifications to serve as a juror?
Yes.
All right. Now, I'm going to continue to wear my mask. You have plexi between us and plexiglass in front of you, and also the attorneys have plexiglass in front of them. The upshot being, if you wish for either comfort or to be heard more clearly, feel free to remove your mask while you're being examined. Totally up to you. But whether you have it on or not, if you could pull up a little bit to the microphone doesn't work well.
All right.
It works, but yeah, that's good. It is not very flexible, so you have to move instead of the microphone. So with that, you filled out a questionnaire, and thank you for doing that because it provided a lot of good information for us. Is everything on that questionnaire true?
Yes.
And I sometimes say still true because it's been months, and so we recognize that there may be information that you realize on reflection was wrong and you need to correct, or stuff you should have added to it, or maybe even your opinions have evolved. In any case, right now, can you think of anything that you would add or subtract?
No.
Okay. The attorneys in their questioning might prompt a memory or something. Feel free to volunteer any of the information. The bottom line is I want you to feel comfortable adding or subtracting. If it's different from what was in the questionnaire, that's just fine, given the passage of time. Now, the questionnaire also advised you not to read any articles about the case to avoid the media about it. And have you been able to do that pretty much?
Yeah, for the most part.
All right. Several months have passed since the questionnaire, and so we recognize that sometimes inadvertently you get exposed to some information, either about this case or about related cases, or the attorneys, parties, whatever, something that could be relevant to sitting on this case. Have you been exposed to anything like that, like a headline, a newspaper blurb before you're able to turn the channel, anything like that?
So I've seen just like jury selection has started, article, headline. I don't really read the news.
Okay, well, that's fine. Other than the procedures we're using, which are now not a big surprise because you've been subjected to them, anything else you can think of that you may have seen?
No.
What do you think was the most recent thing you've seen about, been exposed to?
Just that, jury selection had started.
Oh, okay, great. Now, the whole point, we go over that, and everybody's got some information about the case in the past year. The question is, can you put all that aside, what you've heard outside the courtroom, and decide the case just on the evidence you hear in the courtroom and the law that I give you?
Yes.
Okay. Any concerns about that? Being able to kind of separate and...
No.
Okay. Excellent. All right. Did you recognize any witnesses on the list you were given?
No.
All right. The trial is going to be about 4 weeks long, we estimate. And it's going to start March 29th at 9 a.m. and go for about 4 weeks where you're essentially working full-time on the case. Does that work for you both as personal life and professional life?
I will make it work, yes.
And that's the key phrase. We understand that to some extent, jury duty can be a burden on everybody, but if you can make it work, that's what we need to know. So I appreciate your distinction there. It's a very important one. All right. Unless you have any questions for me, I'm going to turn over to the attorneys.
Nope.
All right. Then as to juror number 67, Mr. Nelson, you may